Okay, earliest day, obviously, Cristiano Ronaldo joined Juventus for £105 million. He signed a 4-year deal, which is going to mean he's 37 when he leaves the club or his contract's up. I think this could be the last club he plays at. I think he's played in two of the other big leagues in Europe. The only ones he's missing out are France and Germany. He's also played, obviously, for Sporting Lisbon. Um, yeah, I think the Serie A will suit him because it's a slightly slower pace game. Just slightly, so I think he can, while he's losing a step of pace, he can still be effective. Um, he's not as quick as he was, and I also believe that the Real Madrid dressing room was a negative dressing room this year. There were rumours throughout the year that both Bale and he were very unhappy. Obviously, Zidane wins the Champions League, and within 5 days goes, "Bye guys, I'm leaving," and the club were not prepared for any of that. Um, I think also Real Madrid have been strongly linked to Neymar and a few other players like Mbappe and Hazard, and they want to keep within financial fair play because Neymar at PSG, that breached financial fair play. Now PSG are having to sell players or sell at least €60 million worth of player to keep UEFA on board so they don't get any more sanctions, points deducted, banned from European competition, etc., which they won't because it's financial fair play, which is a joke, but they want to keep them at least reasonably sweet. So to sell him for 105 and possibly Bale, that could be another 100 million. They could possibly be making a move for Neymar. That's one of the reasons why I think the transfer has taken place. Also, that is a record transfer for Serie A as well. That's a record transfer for the league of Serie A, for the Italian league. So it's broken. I did say a national record for transfers will be broken this summer. The World Cup's still going on. There's still 3 games left to play, including the third, fourth place playoff, the other semi-final between England and Croatia, and the final with France and the winner of that game. We've seen some other players who played the World Cup get signed by other clubs. And the Italian league record has been broken for transfer. It's not the world record, which is obviously held by Neymar and PSG, but we've seen the Italian record broken. I wouldn't be surprised if more records nationally, at national levels, get broken for signings this summer. I wouldn't also be surprised if the record transfer gets broken as well. There are some other YouTubers that I and some subscribers that I regularly discuss these kind of things with when it comes to certain sporting matters. When a trade happens in the NHL or a transfer happens in football, or someone retires or gets signed by a club, that I say record wages or record transfers or whatever it is gets broken. I do believe that Neymar will get signed by Real Madrid, um, and Bale will be sold as well to accommodate Neymar joining Real Madrid. I would not be surprised if several key. It's not just Bale and Ronaldo, but other players, maybe like Isco, for example, get moved out by Madrid so they can get Neymar. Um, I also wouldn't be surprised if Mbappe goes for big money and Eden Hazard goes for big money because Hazard doesn't know what's happening at Chelsea. Who's going to be his manager? Is it going to be Conte? Is it going to be Sarri? Is it going to be someone else? There's a lot of uncertainty at Chelsea. And Mbappe is shining at this World Cup and is putting himself in the shop window for some of the other big clubs around Europe who may have the money. But there we go. But no, Juventus I think is a good move for Ronaldo. It's a slightly slower pace league in Serie A. Serie A also is trying to bounce back up, and get back to the heights it was in 1990s. It has declined somewhat in quality over the last 10 years. I would say since the betting scandal of 2006, that's damaged the reputation of Serie A. There's still rumblings going on from that match-fixing betting scandal as well that have involved Antonio Conte at Chelsea. Oh yeah, he was at Siena at the time it was all going on, and there are still issues going on with what happened 12 years ago. But this signing by Ronaldo for Juventus, I think that will create that little bit more investment in Italian football. The Italian national side failed to qualify for the World Cup, so it's a time of renewal in Italian football. Madrid have made just 105 million there, so they could be making a run at Neymar or one of these other. There are other players who've been linked to Madrid, but any one of these three, Neymar, Hazard, or Mbappe, could be going to Real Madrid. And I think getting that money from the Ronaldo sale means they're either preparing a run at Neymar or one of these two. But we shall see. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for your time. Please place your comments below. What do you feel on Juventus and the Ronaldo signing? Do you think it's right? Do you think it's the right move by both the club and the player? And do you think Real Madrid are going to make some big signings? And also, what happens to Bale? Bale's another interesting subplot to this because he also was rumoured to be very unhappy with the amount of game time he was getting, and he was also rumoured to be unsettled in the dressing room. And will he also be leaving Real Madrid, considering that he was so crucial to all three of their Champions League wins, including this most recent one where he scored two of the probably the best goals you'll ever see, or definitely one of them, the overhead kick. So he was very crucial to Real Madrid's success this year. I'm going to leave that there. So thank you very much, and I'll have some more videos for you soon.